Always amused me, Miss Bridgerton. Ever since I was a schoolboy and you were...
Oh, but 5?
Miss Bridgerton!
Oh, pardon me.
Forgive me.
The news that Benedict is the focus of Bridgerton Season 4 has fans buzzing. The show, based on Julia Quinn's books, has already wrapped up the Colin and Penelope storyline, and now the focus is on Benedict. With Sophie Beckett joining the cast, reactions are off the charts, with fans eagerly anticipating their love story and celebrating Benedict's new role. It's clear everyone's thrilled for this next chapter in the Bridgerton saga. Bridgerton Season 4 is expected in 2026. But who is Sophie Beckett in Bridgerton? Netflix just revealed that Benedict will be the main character in Bridgerton Season 4, and it's super exciting. The teaser showed Luke Thompson getting fitted for a masquerade ball suit. According to the latest story details, despite his brothers being happily married, Benedict isn't ready to settle down until he meets a mysterious lady in silver at his mom's ball. This seems to confirm that Season 4 will adapt Julia Quinn's book An Offer from a Gentleman and introduce Sophie Beckett as Benedict's love interest. In the book, Benedict and Sophie share a Cinderella-like romance that starts at the masquerade ball. There's been buzz about a new character, Emily, who fits Sophie's description and may be a code name for her. This casting choice might also continue the show's trend of diverse couples. No matter what the show does, there are a few things from Benedict's book story that Bridgerton Season 4 really needs to nail. For instance, Benedict and Sophie's time at My Cottage. In Bridgerton Season 4, they can definitely shake up when Benedict and Sophie meet after the masquerade ball. But their time at My Cottage should stay central to the plot. In An Offer from a Gentleman, Benedict steps in to help Sophie when she's in trouble with her employer's son and offers to take her to his mother's place so she can find new work with Violet. They end up having to stay at Benedict's country house because of travel restrictions and his fever. Being together at My Cottage gives them the chance to really bond away from prying eyes. Benedict's illness forces them to rely on each other, which speeds up their feelings. The time they spend there helps them get close, and it hints at their future together as a couple, away from society's pressures. Another, Araminta's villain role. In Bridgerton Season 4, Araminta, the Countess of Penwood, should definitely stay the main villain. While Season 3 showed that book villains like Cressida can be somewhat redeemed due to their circumstances, Araminta's intense hatred for Sophie in An Offer from a Gentleman makes her too crucial to the story to change. Her terrible behavior after the Earl of Penwood's death drastically affects Sophie's life, so altering her role would weaken her impact on the plot. Araminta's strict adherence to the high society's rules and her mistreatment of Sophie because she's the Earl's illegitimate daughter make her similar to Lord and Lady Sheffield from Season 2. Her unfair treatment of her own daughters adds to her unredeemable nature in An Offer from a Gentleman. Whether or not the show keeps all the details from the book, Araminta's core traits are essential for maintaining the strength of Sophie's storyline. Speaking of Sophie, her heartwarming bond with Violet and the younger Bridgertons is also a must. When Sophie starts working for Violet and the Bridgertons, she quickly feels at home. Her kindness and ability to get along with Violet's younger kids impress Violet, who welcomes her into the family even before Benedict thinks about proposing. For Sophie, who had a tough childhood, this new family dynamic shows her what a loving home can be like and makes her want it even more. Seeing how well Sophie fits in with his family makes Benedict fall even more in love with her. Her bond with the Bridgertons convinces him that she's perfect for him, leading to a proposal that becomes a major moment in An Offer from a Gentleman. This proposal sparks a dramatic turn in their story and leads to a thrilling ending. Bridgerton Season 4 should definitely explore Sophie's relationship with the Bridgertons to really capture their story. Sophie's relationship with her stepsister Posse is one of the few bright spots in her life before she meets Benedict and the Bridgertons in An Offer from a Gentleman. Their bond is strengthened by the fact that both are mistreated by Araminta. Araminta resents Sophie because she reminds her of the Earl of Penwood's commitment to his illegitimate daughter, and she neglects Posey for not being pretty or polished enough to help the family's social status. Though a secondary character, Posey's story closely parallels Sophie's as they both break free from Araminta's control and carve out their own paths. Posey's role is crucial, especially when she reveals Sophie's dowry and helps her escape from prison after Araminta has her arrested. This moment highlights the struggles both Posey and Sophie face due to Araminta's cruelty, and Bridgerton should definitely give Posey's character the attention she deserves. Besides this, they need to show Benedict's apathy toward the Ton, the social seasons, and what they signify. Benedict's discontent with high society was hinted at in Bridgerton's Season 1 and 2, but it really comes into focus after he meets Sophie at a masquerade ball and later sees her working as a servant. His growing dislike for the Ton's rules becomes clear when he has to choose between following their values or being with Sophie. He picks Sophie and is willing to be cut off from society, making this a key part of his story that Season 4 should definitely highlight. After failing to find the mysterious woman from the ball, Benedict starts avoiding the social scenes, sticking to acquaintances and clubs in an offer from a gentleman. Falling in love with Sophie, who doesn't fit into the upper class, reinforces his belief that the Ton's rules are pointless. This strengthens his resolve to leave the Ton and prioritize his relationship with Sophie. Season 4 could build on this theme and deepen Benedict's story. Another thing that they'll need to show is Sophie's class position. Sophie's status as the Earl of Penwood's illegitimate daughter plays a major role in an offer from a gentleman. After her father's death, she's stuck as Araminta's unpaid maid, since Araminta needs to keep her around to boost her own income. Sophie's background gives us a rare glimpse into the life of the lower classes in Bridgerton. Her time as a servant, even in her own home, shapes her into the practical and principled woman Benedict falls for. If Sophie weren't in this position, her relationship with Benedict would be completely different. Their class differences lead to a significant rift when Benedict proposes and Sophie initially refuses. This conflict is crucial for Benedict, who realizes that losing his comfortable place in society is worth it if it means he can be with Sophie. Without this class divide, Benedict's happy ending would look a lot different. Not just that, but they'll also need to show Benedict and Sophie's argument about their relationship's future. Benedict and Sophie have a huge argument in an offer from a gentleman because of their different social statuses. Since Sophie's a servant, marrying her would make Benedict a social outcast. So instead of proposing marriage, Benedict asks her to be his mistress because he can't imagine life without her. Sophie, even though she loves him deeply, turns him down. She can't bear the thought of their kids having to live the tough life she had, even if they'd have both of their love. This big fight and their breakup are a key part of the story, showing Sophie's strong principles and setting off a chain of events that leads to one of Bridgerton's most intense moments. Lastly, Benedict and Violet's prison cell storming. The jail scene in An Offer from a Gentleman is one of the most dramatic moments in the Bridgerton series. When Araminta finds Sophie in London, it leads to a huge showdown where Araminta tries to send Sophie to a penal colony in Australia. Violet and Benedict rush to the prison to rescue Sophie, uncovering Araminta's embezzlement of Sophie's dowry and revealing Violet's sharp side as she threatens Araminta. Skipping this scene would take away one of the most thrilling developments in the series. Benedict and Violet breaking into the jail is essential for Season 4. It's a key moment where Araminta's role as the main villain is exposed. Benedict declares his love for Sophie, and Sophie and Posey confront Araminta. Not including this action-packed sequence would hurt Benedict and Sophie's story, leaving out a memorable and exciting part of the narrative. Well, that's it for today. Are you excited to see Benedict and Sophie's story come to life? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this update, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.